Oh.
Hi, man. Hey. Hi, Alicia. You better shut up. Who?
Many people have asked the question of what really goes on behind the scenes in the life of a beautiful, successful model. Of course, we like to assume they have no struggles because they are beautiful. The myth leads us to believe beauty is like magic, a key to wealth, eternal youth, happiness, and generally good life. The myth also leads us to think once a model becomes a superstar, they are immortal. But in reality, the myth of these beautiful people's existence are miles apart. A rose without its thorns cannot survive.
Watch me clamp them up, hold them down, back them up. Jason Voorhees, no mask, hack them up. Hood shit, body bags, tag them up. White sheets, outline, wrap them up. Duct tape, pillowcases, jag them up. Peel your faces, gemstones, stab them up. Don't do block work, I wait for you to stack them up. Call of Duty, special ops work, mask it up. Suited up in the box, close casket up. Run up on you with the ox, lungs collapse them up. New York, Derek Jeter, bat them up. Pound them out, leave the walls splattered up. You see them falls, y'all.
All right, tell us a little bit about the movie and what influenced you to make this movie.
Well, the movie is called DFC Presents Model Behavior, and what influenced me in writing this movie is the models that I've been working with. They're not what people would consider fragile and easy to mess with, and I thought it made for a great story, you know, and also the stories are elaborated and things like that, but yeah, that's what influenced me, the models themselves.
Okay, how long did it take you to write it, and what did you draw your inspiration from?
Well, it took about 2 years to write, and I drew my inspiration from the fashion industry as a whole, you know, what's going on behind the scenes and things that people don't really get to look at and see.
Okay. What was it like to work with Rob? This is your first film. What were some of the things that you learned making this movie?
Well, I learned a lot about editing, and as far as Rob Morton is concerned, I've been working with him for many years. He's been my cinematographer with commercials and fashion shows and different things to promote the company Dauphine of France Couture. So that's, you know, my alliance with Rob. But this is our first movie, both of us.
So what will you do from here? Will you be working on a part 2? I saw to be continued. Are you in production for another film?
Yes, there will be a part 2. Model Behavior, the movie, models behaving badly. And actually in October, we will be doing our first casting for that. I believe October 11th, and it'll be here in Louisville, Kentucky, right here at the club, Foreplay Bar and Grill.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the storyline of the movie and what are some of the things that people can expect when they see this film?
The storyline would be model is a model from a child. We'll show that, and them growing up and becoming famous models and different things that happen within their lives as far as being a model, fashion shows, personal issues, just different things that happen to a model that are different from other people. So that would be and then also them doing a lot of crime.
Okay, talk a little bit about your clothing line and your fashion line and whatnot, and how that tied in with your movie.
Well, my clothing line is called Dauphine of France Couture, and it is a woman's clothing line. We make ready-to-wear things and also couture for fashion shows and things like that. I also use that as a platform to design for the models in the movie, so I did the whole wardrobe through Dauphine of France Couture.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add to this interview?
Well, I would like to add that we've had a lot of different entities that work with us in this movie. We've had our shoe designer, who is Foxy Feet Shoes. We've had Darlene Lewis of Future Network Production. We've had Carlisle Williams as well, and Faux Gang. We've had a lot of people dedicate their time and energy to this movie and music, so I would like to say thank you to them.
It's been fun, it's been long, it's been enjoyable, it's been everything plus a little bit. Like, I'm happy, I'm excited, so many emotions, so many different feelings built into one. Kind of hard to explain it, but I mean, I'm thankful, grateful that, you know, Chandra kind of been, you know, keeping me in the loop, working with me from, you know, commercial to commercial to trailer, and then a movie. It's, you know, it's a blessing. We got a lot more things in store. You know, we still working. All we know is go. Like, I barely sleep. Chandra, she probably barely sleep just as much as I do, but, you know, we do it for this. We've been working on it. It's about a year and a half. It's been about a year and a half since we first started. Since we had that initial conversation on where she wanted to take it, the type of people she wanted to cast, to actually finding the people, and it might have been a full 2 years, really. Like, it's been a long road. I mean, you know, Chandra, over this long time period, Chandra, she was robbed at gunpoint. I lost everything. Somebody broke in, robbed me for everything. You know, it's been a long journey from having to build ourselves back up, and you know, still staying focused, not getting discouraged, staying, you know, humble and pushing harder, and just, you know, wanting more than the next person, and not saying I'm gonna give up because, okay, this happened or that happened, and saying let's do what we got to do to get it done. You know, that's you know, that was that feeling, and that's what happened over this time period. Plus so much more. I mean, it's been crazy, but it's been good though. It was all worth it. It was cool. I mean, I've been doing videography for about 13 years, 14 years. I went to school for it. I started back in high school, got my degree at Eastern Kentucky University for broadcasting. You know, I worked at the news as their lead videographer. Capture stories, capture interviews, kind of take what you know from experience and kind of say, all right, cool, well, let's try to take a different route and do something we've never done. You know, she's never done a movie, I've never done a movie, you know, but that ain't gonna stop us from doing a movie, you know. So that was my main thing. You know, let's do it. You got an idea, let's make it happen. Whatever we gotta do to paint the picture, that's what we gotta do. You know, everybody. I don't overlook anybody. I don't have no names in particular because I don't, you know, I keep everybody equal. You know, if he did something good in this movie, you know, something good in this music video, something good in this, you know, I kind of acknowledge it all and try to see what I can take from it, how I can use the tools that they're providing everybody else with, you know, and put them to my own use. You know, if I like the lighting he did, let's see what we can do at Foreplay to make the lighting look just the same way. You know, if I like the way that she walked in this video, let's try to coach her to make sure she can walk the same way in this movie. You know, and kind of, you know, kind of taking all the creative energy and creative juices to put it towards one project, and knowing that the next project's gonna be better than this project, knowing that there's things we could have done better, knowing there's things that could have went worse, you know, and knowing that at the end of the day we made a movie, you know, it was successful from start to finish, regardless of all the craziness that went on. You know, we stuck with it, and, you know, we're here. Work. I'm back at it. No days off. I work 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I mean, I'm just trying to learn. I study. You know, I never get complacent. You know, I know that it's a lot I gotta do, and I'm willing to learn. Even though I'm out of school, been out of school for 3 years, that don't mean nothing because I'm steadily teaching. You know, I'm bringing on interns. I'm teaching the interns. I do this full time. This ain't no hobby. This ain't no part-time job. This is what feeds my family. This is what keeps my bills paid. This is what keeps me going. The determination. I don't care if we got a bad month, we got a good month. You know, I started when I didn't have nothing. You know, I only started this business because I got in legal trouble. I couldn't get a regular job, so I was forced to do this to provide for the daughter that I had on the way. And 9 months later, you know, and God blessed me in a way to put clients in front of me that could keep me going and, you know, just give me the opportunities to lead to more opportunities. You know, take this client, make them happy enough to get another client through word of mouth, make that client happy enough to build another client, starting with one client and having over 200. You know, that ain't me, that's God. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, people try to do this every single day and they don't. And, you know, I'm happy and I'm blessed to say that this is what I do full time, every day, all night, creative visions. That's what I rep, that's what I throw out. I don't rep no gangs. You know, I'm in a frat. I don't even rep my frat no more. This is what I rep. When they look at Rob, they say that's Mr. Creative Visions, and that's what I want them to, you know, to say every time. You know, it's positive. Study. If you want to prosper, if you want to, you know, be better than the next person, know what they're doing to be good. Study, and study again. Like, that's it. You know, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes better work. Better work does not make you perfect. You know, because once you get to the point where you feel like you're perfect, then you feel like you don't have nothing to work on. And I'm far from that.